Call the roll call, please.
Mr. Cox?
Here?
Ms. DeAndre? Mr. Kella?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Shatina?
Here.
Mr. Walden?
Here.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, and people in the audience, this is the duly advertised meeting of the Joliet Plan Commission for the month of August, the year 2013. We've got really only one item under consideration under the old business portion, and it really will entail the entire agenda that we have. Under that, though, we have three items. We've got 8513, the annexation of 115 acres located on the east side of Patterson Road, north of Laraway, and the request is to annex that to classify to an IT intermodal terminal zoning, as well as an I2 general industrial zoning, and also the approval of an annexation agreement. The second item under consideration under this same case would be A613, which is the annexation of 110 acres located on the west side of Patterson Road, north of Laraway Road, and on that property a classification to an IT intermodal terminal district, and also the I2, which is the general industrial, as well as the approval of the annexation agreement. The third item is another annexation, A713, the annexation of 20 acres located on the east side of Patterson Road, north of Laraway. Again, the classification to the IT and the I2, and also the approval of an annexation agreement. In these matters, the applicants are CenterPoint Joliet Terminal Railroad, LLC, and the Laraway Industrial Partners, LLC. That would be for A5. For A6, the owners are CenterPoint Joliet Terminal Railroad, LLC, in the Port of Will County. For A7, it's Grain Joliet, LLC, and Laraway Industrial Partners, LLC. Then they are the owners of all three parcels. The requested action, again, is the approval of annexations, classifications to a combination of IT and I2 general industrial zoning, as well as the approval of an annexation agreement. And the purpose is allow the continuation of the existing industrial uses, which also include mining, and the future industrial development within the city of Joliet. Most of this property now has an I3, which is an intensive industrial unincorporated Will County zoning. The location is the east and west of Patterson Roads, north of Laraway. All comprised, it's 245.5 acres. Existing land use is heavy industrial, mining, and undeveloped industrial land. Surrounding land use and zoning to the north is industrial with an I3 unincorporated. To the south is industrial with the IT. To the east is industrial undeveloped with an IT. To the west is industrial with an I3 unincorporated Will County. Under site history, we had no previous cases. Under special information, the petitioners are requesting the approval of an annexation, the zoning classification, the annexation agreement to allow the continuation of the heavy industrial uses and to allow for the future industrial development within the city limits. The Port of Will County will continue its current uses, which include trucking, rail, and barge operations at that site. In addition, mining operations will be allowed to continue 280 foot below the subsurface of the subject parcels. Uses that are allowed within the intermodal terminal district, which category C class, will be allowed to develop on the surface of all the parcels. A concept plan is attached that includes the future surface development plans to be approved as part of the annexation agreement. A large bulk commodity logistics area is being proposed east of Patterson Road that includes multiple rail loops, lead tracks to the Port of Will County site that go under a future Patterson Road overpass, 3 warehouse distribution facilities ranging in size from 300,000 square foot to 440,000 square foot are also being proposed east of Patterson Road. Buffer, berming, and landscaping areas have been shown, but revisions are being requested by the planning department in order to comply with the original concept plan. Water connection is available within a 12-inch main on the east side of Patterson Road, north of Laraway. Sanitary sewer connection is available within a 10-inch main on the east side of Patterson Road at Schweitzer. A 3-lane road improvement for Patterson will include curb and gutter and a traffic signal at the Laraway Road intersection and are being called for by the city's Public Works Division. Detachment fees to the East Joliet Fire Protection District in the amount of $53,382.40 will be required. Community Design Review Board minutes from June the 6th are attached, and that concludes the staff report.
We have the petitioner, please.
Plan has been revised.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to add?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. On behalf of Centerpoint Joliet Terminal Railroad and the petitioner in this matter, no, sir, we have no further additions. We're happy to answer questions. We do have members of the project team here to answer any of the commissioner's questions, should you have them, but we find the staff report to be complete and accurate.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the commission?
I have a couple. The mining, is Centerpoint going to be doing mining?
No, sir, there's an existing mining operation that's been conducted there since, I believe, 2004, 2005. A company called Mining International, which is affiliated with the prior owner, Port of Will County, and its affiliates. As I say, they've been actively mining subsurface at the site since about 2004 or 05. They received a permit from the county.
For limestone or what?
It's aggregate limestone, that's correct. And
Okay.
it is all subsurface. They do have, obviously, the surface portal to the subsurface, but the activity is all conducted underground.
If you're going to have infrastructures built on top of this, is there any problem with them and the mining going on at the same time where it could be cracking anything or any dangerous stuff? Or is EPA involved or?
It's not regulated by EPA, it is regulated
Corps of
by the Federal
Engineers?
Mine Office and the state office. That subsurface activity occurs almost 300 feet underground. There's a substantial amount of limestone structure that sits between the mining operation and the surface, and we've never experienced any difficulty with this sort of situation at all. There's other parts of the industrial park where there actually is subsurface activity going on, but I believe, and we've experienced this in other areas. Out in Missouri and Kansas is a very, very common activity. You'll have sometimes residential developments on top of these subsurface mines. So no, we don't anticipate any difficulty whatsoever from a structural or support standpoint because of the strength of the structure that sits between us and the mining activity.
Is there basically going to be like two owners for the same property?
That's right. Literally, it is the ownership as it presently exists is stratified vertically.
Jim, can we go down a little farther and tax the devil?
If there's a way to
Obviously,
do
the
it,
structure of the
we'll try
mine is
it.
such that they do have columns and pillars within, because they actually mine at different levels as they go down. So it's structurally considered very sound. It's very standard technology for subsurface activity.
Okay.
Because the mine owns the subsurface
That's
area.
correct, Mr. Chairman.
And all you're
And
going to own
the
is the
Centerpoint
surface.
entities own everything above it, which is really the surface development portion of the site. So the subsurface will continue to exist in its present condition. That's why the I-2 zoning classification was recommended for the subsurface area. The surface area, which is everything above about 280 feet, constitutes the industrial park zoning. It's a little bit unusual, but it's not uncommon. It's particularly in states where you have this subsurface activity fairly frequent. So it's literally what we call a vertical subdivision.
Okay.
Yeah, I did notice in the packet there that you had two different annexations, one for subsurface and one for surface on that.
Because you have two owners, and
ownerships,
there's
there it
literally
is.
two parcels, if you will, from a zoning standpoint.
That's correct.
And from a zoning
It'll
classification.
be two, yeah, I guess, ask him, but yes, I would. Yeah.
Jim, we facetiously talked about the double before, but with respect to the taxation on it, is there two separate taxing affiliations?
Mr. Shatina, the county may very well issue separate taxation parcels. It'll be up to the county, obviously, but it's conceivable.
All right.
Any other questions from the commission? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, we need to recommendation on A-15-13, A-6-13, and A-7-13.
John, one question I want to just get cleared up. I asked it a couple weeks ago. Go back to the picture with the two ponds on it. Can you go back? The two ponds on side of Patterson Road. Did we ever verify that we will not have any care, custody, or control of those and no responsibility with them?
I think those are still owned by
Olin?
Olin, aren't they?
And we haven't acquired it, and that wouldn't be annexed.
Okay, so you're not involved with it at all?
No.
Okay.
And that might be subject to, it might be even waste management at this point in time, because the old gypsum stack that was around the corner and over on Schweitzer Road
Yeah.
actually got purchased. That was Olin property. That's where they put most of their spoil. And now Waste Management has purchased that, and by agreement with the county, what they were going to do is use all this tons and tons of earth that they're bringing in there. They were going to clarify that earth and then cover that gypsum stack and then plant it and seed it, and I guess that would be the new mound of Joliet. So those ponds very well could be Waste Management at this point in time. We're not sure of that.
You may be right. And we call it the Olin parcel probably just
Correct.
because of the prior use.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
But it's not part of the annexation, I can confirm
Right.
that.
Okay, motion still in order?
Also move.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Ms. DeAndre?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Shatina?
Aye.
Mr. Walden?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Well, that concludes the regular agenda under old business. We have nothing under new business, and that moves us right along to the approval of the minutes. And I think passed out to you is the minutes from the July 18th Plan Commission meeting, and I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The minutes pass, and then we're for adjournment. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
We did good.